Hey everyone, welcome back. It is now week 9 on the TOS bridge. It was a good week, and it was even made better because I haven't seen my grandkids for 2 weeks. I've seen my daughter here and there, but they've had sickness at her house, and then Amber being sick, and then Snow and then sick, and so I got to finally spend some much needed time with my daughter, my son-in-law, my son, but I got to really get my smiles on because got to spend time with Tobias and Melody, and Papa needs his grandbaby time. But yes, so it was a good week. This week I do a lot of the stuff you never really see much on camera. I talk about sanding down the plexiglass, getting that fixed, how to put plexiglass into the photo etch stations, and a lot of just that stuff. You see it, you might, don't see it that often on camera, so I wanted to try to share what my process is with the plexiglass, the photo, and getting it on the photo, and then sanding the plexiglass to fit for the big screens on top of the stations. Also got turbo lift 99% done. I still got to do lighting, but you'll see I got a lot done on that. But it was just it was a grunt week. Let me say that, because it's the stuff, it's not always sometimes flashy and showy, but it has to be done. And sometimes, that's what a week is. It's just getting down and, you're doing a little bit here and then doing a little bit more on it. And then, oh, yep, it's right there. Okay. So that's what I go over in this week. And some of my segments are probably going to be pretty long. I'll go through and edit it, but I really go into detail why I'm sanding it this way, why I'm doing it this way, what I'm doing here. So I hope you guys do enjoy that. With that, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button, click on the little bell, and you'll know every time I'm uploaded. And yes, guys, 500. I love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. But with these videos, the way I'm doing them now, if what you see in this week's video I'm doing, and you need a little bit more detail on it, or better, that was great, but can you do a little bit more? Can you help me work through this problem? Or, hey, Buck, I'm doing a kit and I'm lighting, or I'm doing this. I could use a little bit of advice. Maybe you know another way to do something. Please, if you have those questions, email me at bucktmore@gmail.com or put it in the comment section. Also in the comment section, Buck, great job. Buck, seriously, man, it works. Don't get me wrong, it works, but why? Okay, it works. Don't get me wrong, it's going to work. But seriously, man, okay. It's okay. It's good. And then the always dreaded, Buck, man, what the heck were you thinking? You should have known better. You know better than do that. Put it in the comment section, guys. I respond within 12 to 24 hours. So with that, let's get to the bridge construction. Good afternoon, Wednesday, and yes, I'm at the bench. Took yesterday off. Haven't been able to see my grandson or granddaughter for couple of weeks because, one, the storm, two, and bigger is because Amber wasn't feeling well. She was pretty sick, so I took yesterday off and got to spend some much needed time with my kids and my grandkids, so yay. So now back onto the bridge. The decal has dried, and we'll take care of that in a minute, but what I want to show you first is I'm going to go ahead and I'm masking these off so I can get them blacked out pretty good and primed with the color I'm using. So not hard, but not the easiest either sometimes, I will tell you that. So I'm just making sure these guys are all cleaned up, and then I'll double clean them after I get it all painted and masked. But yeah, so I'm gonna make sure, just making sure if I'm going to have to do any cleaning, which I probably am. I should probably get that done before I get really crazy with the masking, because as you can see there's just that little bit of too much. So let me get these cleaned up, and then I will go on to masking them. So I'll be back. Alright, like I said, I'm cleaning them and I'm going to mask them, so I'm going to do the last bit on here. So if I get it out of the camera, I'm sorry, guys. Basically, you can take sanding stick like this, sander like this that I have, or sandpaper. But the first thing I am doing is I'm running it on the back piece getting that, any flash, any extra resin when the cast was made, just getting that down. Then I do that on all sides, just knock it off. Just want to see how well it's going to go. And I've got every one fitted to here, so I will be able to take care. Okay, so that works out great. Cool. So get you out. One of the other things that I do a lot is I try to tone down the light. And what I mean by that is I'm adding diffusing. That's the word, diffusing. So since this is a clear red piece, I'm going to start working on the back, and hopefully that will help. So as you can see, what I'm doing there is I'm just starting to get it down, and sometimes if that doesn't work, like I said, I will go to my sanding stick. And it's easier when it's not on camera, because I'm trying to show you. Okay, so let's go. Gonna turn my phone on, and let's do this. Try to keep it out of the lights, guys. All right, so see what the diffusing does. If it helps if I had it in camera. The diffuse. Hold on, guys. Let me reset the camera. Okay, sorry guys, I was trying to show you, but my exposure doesn't want to act right, and it's still such a point that it wasn't wanting to play. So I will show you when I go to light it up. But to diffuse, because when it's just a clear piece and you put an LED, a bulb, an SM LED, whatever, it's going to create a pinpoint hotspot. So you're going to see, instead of the whole thing, it will light up, but again, the other thing is when it does, you're going to see that real hot point right there. So there's a couple things, like I said, I do sand the back down, and then I will test it, and if I need to, I will do some more, and I will share that with you guys too. But for masking, it's pretty straightforward, guys, on this one. It's kind of easy. Oh, sorry, let me get the other light on. I was like, what? Oops, shoot, sorry. Okay. Okay. Lights all on. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. It's not hard, and it's sometimes kind of crazy. Alright, so I got that all pushed down nice and tight. Now, what I'm going to do is I take, like I said, my favorite thing, the toothpick, and I'm going to push down at the bottom of this light, or face screen, or whatever. And then again, I have a good sharp blade on, as you can see, and I will trim. So, and sometimes again, even though I did push down before I do the cut, I'll double check, because sometimes it will do that. And let's see. Okay, here we go. Just like that. So yay! Okay, now I'm not going to keep masking, but I was going to show you this too. So you guys remember I said that this panel's too big, which is fine, because I will take care of that. So I got, like I said, I got the decal. Now I just I'm not gluing it in yet, but I will before the end. But and then I just, when I go to glue it, I'll be able to, yeah, sometimes it's kind of fun just trying to do that, but that's close enough. So, yay. Alright, so that's one thing also I'm going to do, but first I want to get some more paint down and get these guys going. Alright guys, well, I will come back when I have more to start sharing, so see you soon. Alright, let's have a little fun. First I'm going to do the lovely Enterprise plaque. And not going to go real crazy with the glue because a lot of it will just actually come right on out when I press it down. But this will give me a second to be able to work with it. Oh yeah, another fun part. Just making sure I got all Reblaze off. Okay. Now the fun part is making sure it's all lined up. Come on now. Sorry guys, this isn't helping, huh? Alright. Okay, now sometimes the fun of doing this, huh? And then I'm just going to press, my finger is on top, and figured that was going to happen when I pressed down on it. Because I moved it when I put the pressure down. Okay. Now let's see if I can get this to hold now that it's all been moved around and played with and yabba yabba yabba. Not bad at all. Like that. I have to do a little cleanup, but yay. Okay, now for the fun part. Just trying to remember if this one supposed to. If I remember, it dries clear. I'm just trying to remember. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Gently lay foil on the area to be covered, and smooth brush, burnish the foil onto the models, blah blah blah. Keep clean, and I'm pretty sure this does dry pretty clear, because when I go to put that on, that's what I'm trying, because that's, yeah, and this, yeah. So, sorry about that, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my micro metal foil adhesive, and first thing I got to do is get some on a brush, as you can see, and I'm actually, what I'm doing is I'm brushing it on, and you're gonna, it has to sit for a second so it starts doing what it needs to do. It's got to get milky and creamy and all that, so then just let that sit there and watch for a moment. The reason I was trying to make sure it was clear because I was going to use micro crystal clear to put it down also. Yeah. So now the fun part of just waiting for this thing to start changing milky. Getting pretty close. Okay, now comes the really fun part. Making sure I get it all lined up. As you can see. Oh, I figured that was going to happen. Okay, no. Down just a hair. Okay. Actually, yep, nope. Sorry guys, this is kind of boring, I know. Okay, that's where I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to let it get a little bit more tacky, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a quick push down on it. And then make sure it's all wiped and ready to go, and then I'll get that repainted. So, but I'm going to let it sit right there. Alright guys, I'm going to get this cleaned up and move on. Good morning, it's Friday. I know it hasn't been a lot of work this week on the bridge, all the other things going on, but there's going to be some good work today. So, first thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put these back on here, and I'm going to show you. The first thing I usually do is I want to make sure that this will fit like it's supposed to, even with me draining or cutting it out. And it's a little bit of work sometimes, but yeah, I think it's going to be okay. Now I might have to do some in the back here in a bit, just to get a little bit more on there, cover up those gaps if I have to. So I'm just trying to get it lined up. Okay, not much, but I have to do that. Okay, so the fun part now is getting it glued down. Now I've used this stuff with you guys before and kind of didn't really go detailed into it, so try that today. Alright, first things first. What do I got that I can actually lay that on and it not give me an issue? Sorry guys, give me a second. I'm just looking for a weird piece of plastic. Alright, I'll just use the transfer sheet. That's good enough. So, what I'm doing is I'm using the micro scale micro metal foil adhesive, which I love. And if you guys remember, I've told you this will dry clear. I did make sure of that. But also, I just want to make sure. So I get a little bit on my brush, and then I just start going through it. And I just want to make sure that I've got a good bit. Sometimes you got to get the old tweezers out with some of these things, I tell you. And now I'm going to let that start drying, get a little bit more opaque. That's what they suggest. And yeah, I know there's a little glue in there, but it dries clear. So, whew, if not, I got some very little pins. But just waiting for it to get more of an opaque, start that drying, because when it starts getting opaque and it's drying, you can actually get on here. Because if you do it before, this is not going to play nice. It's just going to keep sliding and sliding and sliding and give you one heck of a grief. Because I know I've done it to me. I have done it. And that's why I'm trying to share with you guys. Wait till it gets opaque. So we're getting there pretty good. Yep. Okay. That's pretty good and opaque. So now, here comes the fun part. Is just getting it in there where it needs to be without. And that's the great stuff. That's also the great thing about this, is it gives you a little bit more work time. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I need a little bit more time. Okay. And then I'm trying to make sure. Okay, there we go. Alright, now, yeah, I'm pushing down on it because that's where I want it. I want it to start getting that good, little bit of a tight seal. Start, you know, setting. And, okay. And if it doesn't, if you see corners peeling up, that means you're going to have to put a little bit more glue in. But I like to let it dry so I can see where I'm going to have to do that. Or I can do another thing, which I'll show you on the next one. Okay. Okay, listen, I got clamps upon clamps upon clamps. And I got some really nice little ones that I can put on here to help hold it down. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, sorry guys. So the next thing I thought about doing was, oh, I'll just wipe it here. But here's the problem: when you put certain glues on, sometimes it just does not want to play. So again, I'm just going to go and do this, you know, take piece and make sure. Okay. And then I go again with the lovely, lovely glue. And like I said, if it goes over a little bit, it goes into the hole, that's okay, because sometimes that is going to happen. But that's the great thing. Like I said, this stuff dries clear. And I just wanted to make sure I got enough glue on everything. And now, the hurry up and wait. And this is going to be the last one, guys, I promise. And then I'm going to get the rest of them on and then get started on the next fun thing. But yeah, time and time. Sorry, tea. Had to get a drink. So I'm going to let that, like I said, get opaque. But the other great thing is I'm going to start working with the display screens and that, because remember I said I wasn't really sure if I wanted to put the styrene and all that in there because I might use like a C8 bogs it, but I forgot. Guess what, guys? Yes, I have this, so I can do that, and it doesn't do any damage that CA does on clear parts. It doesn't fog it, doesn't do all that fun, lovely stuff sometimes. I can tell you, I've had to redo and clear a mini clear piece, and from CA fog and scratches, all that, and I will share that next time I have to do that. But if you know it, it's back in my videos. So, okay, here we go. Now, I'll just put him down. And first, I'm just going to wipe away any of the excess off and then press down. So that worked better than the first one, right? So, okay. Now I'm just making sure it's all level and straight, keeping it pressed because, like I said, it might not have been opaque enough yet, but I'll just let it sit here and start doing that. Better, because it is getting there. Sometimes, yeah, it takes a little bit. So with that, all right, guys, I'm not going to let you make you sit here and watch me hold fingers and keep these things down. So I will turn the camera on when it's time to get to the screens. All right, guys, just was going through things on the other consoles that I just did with you guys, and I'm going to show you what I have to the fix that I'm having to do right now to make sure these stay on, because even with this stuff and perfect, it will pill. It can pill. So again, I start by getting it stuck to my finger. Okay. Now, just start lining it up, hopefully. You can tell when it actually starts working pretty good because it just wants to stick everywhere. And then I want to make sure I have nice level. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is I press down and move it with my whole finger. Just like that. Okay, let's try that. Okay, oh, dang it. Yeah, sometimes the fun of building, I tell you. Okay, I just want to make, okay, now what I found out I had to do is even if I press down and it feels like it's starting to go, it sometimes it just won't. So I went through my kit bag, my clamp bag, and got these guys out. Now it takes 2 per grill for me right now, because I thought, okay, well I can just put it down on one side and it'll stay, and it just didn't. So I got to do, I have 3 consoles done in drying, and I have 4 to do, and I have at least 1 more that I can do before I have to let these get set good and dry for that. So let's see what we can do. Alright, hey, let's do engineering for now. So, alright guys, so I'm going to get back at it, and I'll come back when it's time to start the screens. Okay, well, time to start putting on screens. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get the styrene on there. so it gets dry and ready to go, so I can go and clean it before I put on the other thing. So what I'm going to do is, first I am going to get a lovely paper towel, because sometimes this micro crystal clear likes to let's just say it gets a little bit runny sometimes. So alright, so first thing I got everything down. I've got all my pieces. So the first thing I usually do is I go ahead and get started on what I know is going to have to get done. And sometimes this stuff works great, and sometimes it's like, gotta play around with it a bit. And that's fine, because it will dry clear. Sorry if I'm out of camera. So just keep, sorry, big arm in the way. Dang it, sometimes this stuff comes right, and then sometimes it just does that. Okay. Getting pretty there. So, alright. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these two small screens on. So I have this pen, or grease pen, basically, and it helps me get things picked up. And then what I do is I get it down onto this. I make sure I'm happy with how it's sitting, and tweezers just to make sure. There we go. Okay, there's that one on. Again, you gotta rough it up sometimes. I'll take my next one and do the same. If I keep it in camera, I'm sorry guys about that. We'll do it on the bigger one, but then just to make sure I'm happy, just want to move it over just a bit. There we go. And now the last piece, which I'll wipe you down and see if I don't get so much. Okay, there we go. And alright, there we go. Okay, some more on there, and get you, and where, oh, there you are. Remember I said you got to rough this thing up a few times just to keep it getting that sticky. And voila! I think so. Okay, there we go. Voila! And there we go. Okay, and then I can use this thing, the grease pen here, just to make sure these guys are pressed down nice and tight. And the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and get this one moved over and get it on its spot so it starts drying. And sorry guys, just a second. One little spot. Did not want to grab. Okay. There we go. Now I'll do one more and then I'll go at it. And again, like I said, just go. I use this because, and I'll be using this too when I go to put the screens are displaying. And then, like I said, sometimes you just got to pick this thing up and have fun. Getting a little bit messy. I usually have I used to have these lovely little, like, just small brushes that I could play, you know, could dip in and go, and I haven't replaced them yet because, well, you gotta have some things. So I use what I got. Okay. Might need to put a little bit, get a new toothpick first. Okay. And, okay, there we go. Alright. There is definitely enough on there to get it all good and dry. So again, I take the grease pencil. Make sure I'm in camera for you guys. So, I will start. Rough you up again. The heck, okay. Alright, there we go. And put you on. Put you on. And put you on. And now I will get them adjusted now, if I need to, which I do. Alright, there we go. There's that one. There is. Okay. And then, like I said again, I'll just grab my pen and just put a little pressure down and just let them sit. And then sometimes a lot of times I do grab my toothpick and try to get some of it up. Or not my toothpick, my Q-tip. So there is one station ready to go, or paneling to go. So now it's going to sit over here and get nice and dry. And I'm going to keep going at it, guys. So as I get more to share, I definitely will. So I'll see you guys soon. Good morning, it's Saturday, and that's right, it's morning, I'm in here. So I got to do a little bit more touch up on the turbo lift. There goes the ums again, but I got the red light alert in, and I extended the paint to help match right there. And just going to go do a little bit more. As you can see, I was trying to touch up the sides, and that's the funny thing with paint sometimes. You try to do one thing and it just keeps rolling, but yep. So there's that. Also, I got these guys done, painting and sealed now. Now here is the funny thing. I thought for each station, I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll just, I'll cut the hole and do that. Well, I got to extend it, or I'm going to have to sand this off, which is not kind of something I don't want to do, because this will give it a lip to bite to. So I've got to go through it and think about how I'm going to do that. And I got a good idea how I'm going to do it. But yes, also I got the air grills on, or the vents, and got the, like I said, now here is, after the epoxy, or not the micro crystal clear, got clean. So yay, so those are in there. So now I got to clean them before I put the screens in, or the markings. So that's what it is right now. And so let me get the desk cleaned up a little bit and embark on which way I'm going to go, because I know which way I want to go. I'm just going to make sure I'm going to go that way. So, alright guys, let me get things cleaned up. Okay, so before I can put these awesome guys on, I want to get the top screens fitted, and then that way I know which goes where, because even though I did that and I used the mask, or the how to do it, you can see how some of these are just like, wow, I miss that a lot. It's not difficult, but once I start cutting, and I want to make sure that the piece that I'm cutting, the station, goes with that station, because everything is going to be just a bit different. So kind of like cooking, I just take a little bit off, or and by cooking I mean just add a little bit of salt at a time, until you get to that taste, because you can't reduce salt. You can't take salt out once it's in there. So okay, now that is a heck of a lot better. I did a really decent, I think, cut on that. So now comes the other fun part. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I got the very nice, smooth sanding block here. And now, I'm starting to rain down the edges, but I'm also filing down the sides right, too. And then I'm just going to keep checking the fit, and then making sure that I'm going to be happy with that. So, alright. And then, I got to clean those things off. Alright. Okay. And just a bit more. Okay, I see it. And that's what I'm saying, because how each one of these are different. This just needs a little. Sometimes it's easier just to cut a little bit, but I don't want to do that. So, but as you can see, I'm just going to keep working it until I'm happy with it. So this side's still got to come down a bit. And making sure I keep those rounded, because that's going to help with the fit too. Alright. Then just take a little bit of you off. Alright, let's see how that works now. Alright, it's getting there. So, yep, it's getting there. This is what takes a bit. Sometimes when you're fitting parts and getting things ready, it takes sometimes a little bit. It does take a while, especially if you're as OCD with building on or putting things in. I don't know if it's OCD. I just, yeah, you know, I'm just nitpicky about how I want it to look and feel and represent. So you can see it. It's starting to get there. Just starting to get there. So I'm just definitely going to take that corner down a bit more. And once I got the fit where I want, you can see it's just like almost right there. Maybe a little more on the side. And round that better. And do a little on the bottom. Bit on the top. And go with that side. Alright, let's see how that's starting to work out. Oh, it's almost right there, guys. It's just like, just almost. That's what it starts getting frustrating. It's like, oh, how many times do I got to keep sanding you, dang it. Work. But, I know I didn't clean it that time, but, I mean, it is right there. Okay, how about now? Oh, dang, it is close. You see that, guys? I mean, it is just right close, right there. Then, yeah, sometimes when it starts getting that close, I will definitely get my X-Acto and start scraping the sands off of it so I can make sure it gets in there. And oh, just a bit more. I mean, see what I'm saying, guys? This can definitely, yeah. And oh, almost. Oh, darn, that is close. Okay. Almost, just. And is it? It's just right there. As you can see, guys, it's just right there. How about now? Okay. Gotta do just a bit more. I think I'll have it. And we have a winner. Yes, I'll do a little bit more refined sanding, but that's where I want to start. So I know that one goes there. And I'm going to keep fitting these in. I don't think you want to watch me do that for another hour or so. And then I'm going to start trying to figure out how I'm going to do it, because I got to make sure I remember. because when I get these all fitted, then I'm going to start putting in the screens up here. So these get dry, and then I can put this in there, and then I'll put that blue, the trim around it. So that's what I'm working on and thinking of how I'm going to keep these all separate. And I got a good idea, so I'm just going to have to do it. So I think I'm going to put it down, on a piece of cardboard or paper, and just put a number, what each number is. That's why I saved those. So, all right, let me get going on that, and I'll come back when I have more to share. Hey everyone, about time to put some screens up. And remember when I was putting these down, I told you I had something to help clean the styrene once I got done. This is what I use when I repair any clear styrene, or I want to get a good clean on the kit itself. It's just a plastic clean and shine. So I take a Q-tip, I'll dip this in, then I will gently just circle it while not making sure that it doesn't move. And I'll just do that. And I'll get it all in there. But the reason you don't want to press hard too, because remember this doesn't have CA on it. This is with that microcrystal clear, which is a very, very good glue. So love it. And do this side. Get you in there. And just again, like I said, just easy, because some of mine I didn't get a big enough lip on, and now that I'm seeing it, I might have to go replace those if I have to. But okay, then yeah, it does that. So now I'm going to be using the Paragraphics beautiful screens that they designed and they have done, and just trying to, let's see if I can do this. And you can see how, I mean, yeah, the light's there, but there we go. You can see how, that's awesome. So that's what I'm going to start working on now, is I'm going to go and cut the pieces out I need. And I'm going to also do, I'm still figuring, first off, how I kept them separate. I was trying to figure out, I got them in well enough that I'm leaving them with them. The next thing I got to do is I got to get those on there, and I got to work through my mind on that just for a second, because I got to figure out, because I don't want to put them back in there when they're with the screens on, because they're wet. So I got to remember, I got to, yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. So what I am going to do, like I said, we're working on Lieutenant Uhura's station. I'm going to start cutting this down to make it easier and more manageable to work with. Maybe. So. Yeah, I'm kind of having my tongue out and have a crease in my forehead because, yeah, that's a small path. Okay, well that's done. So there's the main viewer. Now, I'm going to keep cutting these out, guys, but when you cut them out, try to leave you enough space around here, because you want a little bit of overlap to help make it stick, you know, get a good stick. So we'll get to that. And then, yes, we're going to have to cut these each out. So let me get all these down to where I need, and then I'll come back. All right, getting that time now to have some fun. First, I got them turned over. So there's going to be, you look at the sheet here, you can see, maybe with all the glare, but you can see that little arrow on both sides. That tells you that the panels, how the screens are going to go, is going to go like this, like they are at the station. And that's, when you look at that, that's that little arrow right there too. So what I'm doing, what I'm going to do is, so if you're never sure how this should lay out, because trust me, I do the same thing. I also kept, I kept the decal sheet. So let me get that out of the way real quick. And so this is communications right here. Sorry about the glare, guys. So C3 is that one right there. That's C3, the decal, and that is C3 there. So I use the decal sheet to help definitely keep me, so I know what's going on and making sure I got them in the right spot. So I'm going to cut this now in half. So I don't do that one. So remember I said we're going to have to cut these a little bit big. So you can see that there is a good dark strip that you know where to cut. And if you can't see it, turn it over where it's a little bit rougher. You don't got that gloss and you can see what I'm talking about. You see that black? So I am just going to go right there. Okay. I got that one cut out now. Again, I'm going to make sure it needs to be... Okay, it's going to go that way. So now the next fun part is trim it down. You see? Now I'm going to have to trim it down a bit so I can get everything in there, like so. And to do that, now I can see now where I need to get even closer, so I will go there. Okay. Now I got that cut out. Now again, I'm going to go put it against what I'm looking for. Okay. Alright, sorry guys, I like that. That's perfect. Okay. So I know that's perfect, so I'll set that to the side. Because when I go to start doing them on the back here, I want to be able to get it down in one, I don't want to start one and then go cut another one and then that, because the glue got onto this one, and it starts getting sticky and tacky, so I want to do them all at the same time. So let me get the rest of these cut out and get them ready, and then we'll go to gluing these guys down. Alright, I'm gonna go back on trying to do it all at the same time, and I kind of understand. The reason is because I got to make sure I put all that glue on, and then I'm going to start playing with all that glue on. So this is what I'm going to do. First, because this stuff gives you a good amount of work time. Now, I got them trimmed pretty close. I can see the center for there, but I need to still make those little bit of adjustments. Excuse me. So, what I'm going to do first is, okay, and I'll give it a little bit of a press. Just a light press with my finger. Now I'm going to turn it over, and don't worry about the spots. Those will dry clear. That's what's great about this. There. Now it is centered, like I like. So now I have a really lovely brush, soft brush, but this ain't gonna get in there. So just a very nice soft brush. And again, I'm going to go in and hopefully get a little bit more than that. Maybe that'll be it. No, let's go. Okay. I'm going to wipe it down because sometimes too much can be too much. Now, I'm going to use my toothpick and I'm going to hold it dead center, or hold it down. Then, what you can't see, take my toothpick. Sorry, I'm a lefty, and right's not my thing. Just take my toothpick and hold it gently, and then brush the whole thing. And if you got any little excess, take it off. And then I will again turn over, get the kitty hair out of the way. And now I will do one last little adjustment, possibly. No, that actually looks pretty good. It looks still the same. So that's how I'm going to do these. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that's how I'm going to do these. I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch me do them all, but that's how I'm going to do these. So when I get the station done, I'll turn the camera back on and share with you guys. Alright, I'm not even close to being done, but I misspoke earlier. I am sorry, guys. So, I am working on this one, and I'm going to do this. Move you, move you, move you, and move you. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over. And now remember I said I'm going to just do little dabs and then I'll brush on. And I got to thinking about it, and I got to going, okay, but guys, this dries clear. I don't know what I was even thinking about when I was talking about doing that first round. So, give me just a second cleaning the bottle. Okay, so what I am now going to do is find my clean brush. This brush. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to see that? That's a good thing too, because that helps me see what's loose. And I can get more glue down on those parts. Like that. And okay. Now I got the glue on. Just checking my decal sheet. So this has got to... Sometimes that's a hard thing to do, is try to looking backwards. But, okay. I'm going to put you there. Always still have my toothpick. Yep. Okay. Now that I have these all down like this, now I can just... I got a little bit more I can actually work with my finger now and get these guys lined up the way I want. Sometimes I'll push down to make sure, and that's what I thought. That one? Okay. Look at that. Took less time, and it is now there. So I'm going to let this go ahead and dry, and I'll check it after it's dried to see if I need to add more of the glue. But this... Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking earlier, guys. I'm sorry. So, alright, I'm going to get back at it. Hopefully I can get them all done before I have to close down for the week, or for the weekend. And see how far I can get. Alright, guys. I'll be back when I have more to share. So I thought I'd share something now, too, also, that I've learned while I'm doing this. One, I didn't have to do the little dots and then do the back. True. And two... It doesn't take a whole lot, and I'll share that with you. So first I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to make sure that everything is where it needs to go first, in the right direction, so when I lift it up I just put it there. It is on the glossy side, will hit that, that's there, so that's what I'm doing. Okay. Alright, so... zoom out just a little bit in case I missed something. So my brush is clear, and I just clean it with water when I get done. So, like I said, not a lot of glue. So hopefully you guys can see this. Basically what I'm doing is kind of a dry brush, but it's more I'm just putting a film on there just so it has a bit more to bite to, and it's not playing with all the and, you know, if you do, and it just helps the piece or the film just stick awesome. So, and if it gets like too much, you know, you can do that, and I'll just brush it around to the side for a second, and we will put that one right there, and I'll take care of them after when I get them straightened up, and so. But the sad thing is I have to bring them up to my light, my overhead light here, to make sure that they're straight, because like I said, it's, you know, it's made for light. So yeah, you're definitely gonna have to, when you go to put these things on, guys, make sure you got an easy light source, cell phone, whatever, something that's just right there. And when you go to start, when you put these on, use that light to help you center them better, and make sure you got everything in there. So, wash my brush, get rid of all that, close that. So, Okay, now that is there. Also, I go ahead and press them a little bit more. And then, like I said, I go to my light, and I'm sorry it's not on camera, guys. I gotta... Okay, that might work. Yeah, that actually works great. Okay. Yeah, I can use my cell phone now and show you guys. I just turned the light down. So as you can see, you see how that twisted. So I'm just going in and straightening it up. Same with that one. And take it down to 1. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to turn that off and the overhead and bring it up more. So I'm going to try to block as much as I can, guys. Doesn't really help, huh? But yeah. Yay! I like that. That's sweet. Okay, let's get things turned back on. So I have one more I got to do, but I have to still paint the panels. It's weapons, and then I got to do the other screen things too. So I'm just letting these guys get dry for right now. I'm gonna let these guys dry for a bit, and then I'm gonna keep going. So let me get the mess that is this cleaned up, and when I get that done, I'll come back. So I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, well this is where I'm going to shut her down for the week. I'm trying to use my phone to help illustrate that a little bit more. It'll get better, but showing you what it can do, getting those on, and then I got only one more left. I got to do weapons, but that's okay. So I'm happy. And I've gotten the, well here, you can see it if I can show. Yep, got that in. That's doing great. The grills are now in. So yay, not too shabby. So with that, guys, have an awesome, safe, and fun weekend. Have a very awesome, safe, and fun week next week. And I'll see y'all back here on the bench.